Bethany. All right, really nice to see you all. So I'm Erin DeWolfe. I am the co-founder and CEO of Web321 Marketing Limited. We just go by Web321. I also do have my husband and business partner, Shawn, with me today, and he'll just be joining us for the Q&A session at the end in case there's any questions he can help answer. Okay, let me just pull up my slides here.
Yeah, you are a co-host, so you should be able to share your screen with no problem.
Great, one sec here. Okay, so are you seeing the first slide here? Web321, we take care of websites?
Yep.
Great, okay. So as mentioned, I'm Erin, and this is Shawn here, my husband and co-founder, and he's also our Chief Technical Officer. So I just want to start by talking a little bit about the problem that Web321 is trying to solve. During the pandemic, we were really reminded that a business needs to be online in order to survive. But many small businesses are still facing barriers getting their site online and keeping it current and functional. There are a few different solutions that people can use for their businesses. One popular solution is a DIY builder. However, they're not for everyone. We do get clients coming over from DIY builders because they find that they just don't have the time to learn a new skill set and build the site. Sites can tend to be abandoned over time as business owners get busier and don't have time to keep their sites up to date. And they also have limited functionality and design options, which are, you just get what's available in the builder. There's also a contract web designer, which is sort of the more standard way that people have gone, but that can be very expensive. A lot of design agencies can charge you, north of 10K for your website build. Another thing is that a lot of their income comes in through the front end payment on a web design contract. So they're always going to be focused on their next build, and they may not necessarily be around and available after launch for content updates and ongoing help with the website. And in-house, this is a solution that doesn't really tend to work for small businesses, partly because there's a labor shortage, and also because it's just an expensive solution that may be more than most small businesses need. So the solution that we've come up with is putting together a web agency that has a package that puts the website build and website maintenance together and just costs you a fraction of what a part-time staffer would cost. We are using WordPress to build all of our websites. It's the most popular content management system on the web. It powers over 40% of websites, including Disney, Sony, and Target. We also have our maintenance package, which provides everything that's needed to keep a website healthy and up to date. So the website maintenance package itself costs $321 a month or $2,999 a year. It is all inclusive, meaning that if we're maintaining your website, there's nothing else you're going to need to do. We take care of all the domain registration and maintenance. We manage the hosting. It's optimized for WordPress. We provide daily backups that are kept for 90 days, unlimited content updates, and other small website tasks of 30 minutes or less, like we will post to your blog for you, we'll post your new products, your new pictures, and update your menu and other things like that. We have a tech support ticket desk that takes care of customer requests and questions. And we run software updates for our clients. We monitor their sites for vulnerabilities and any malware and take action to remediate that when it's found. We provide access to a library of premium paid plugins just bundled in as part of your subscription, as well as custom WordPress plugins that we've built, and access to Envato's library of stock images and videos. We monitor your SEO and your site speed and performance over time and make adjustments as needed. And we provide a weekly website report that shows the current status of your site, as well as all the work that we have done on it that week. And you get a 33% discount on future web design and development services. So one thing that is unique about Web321 is that we bundle site design and maintenance together. And that way, clients who sign up for the maintenance plan get a discount on the design cost of their website. So the way we worked out our pricing model is that most of our website builds cost between about $2,000 to $10,000, and clients can get $1,200 off the front-end cost of their website for each one-year commitment they make to be on the maintenance plan, for up to 3 years, or for 50% of the total cost of their build. So that means they pay less upfront, and it also ensures they protect the long-term value of their investment by making sure that content stays current and the site doesn't go dark. Our target market is small businesses with revenues of $500K to $5 million anywhere in Canada and the US. They need an up-to-date web presence, but they are not really at a size that they need to hire in-house yet, and yet they're too busy. They don't necessarily have the time and expertise to build a site themselves. We will build a site for anyone, but we have certain niches that we like to target because we found they're especially good fits for our model. Our competition is, as mentioned earlier, DIY builders, but their limitations include the poor search engine optimization they tend to have, that they take time out of a business owner's schedule. And if you need to leave your DIY builder for any reason, you can't take your website with you. It's not portable, unlike WordPress, which can be hosted on any host. Facebook pages are common to see among businesses, but unfortunately, when you have a Facebook page, you're at the mercy of Facebook's algorithms, which may decide or not who to show your page to, unless you want to pay extra for it. They own your data, and those Facebook pages don't tend to look professional. People are going to wonder, where's your website? Yellow page websites likewise tend to have a poor return on investment. You don't get much support. They don't have good search engine optimization, and they tend to charge a lot for all the little extras. Well, we're all inclusive. Web design contractors, as mentioned earlier, they tend to be expensive upfront and not necessarily maintenance focused. So some competitive advantages that we have are that we have a specific stack of technology that we have tested over time. We trust it, we know it well, and we stick to that. We stick to what we're good at. We build our own plugins when there are functionality gaps we need to fill, and then we make those available to all of our clients so they can get functionality that they can't get anywhere else with us. We use a systemized service delivery model, which means we're using customizable templates to build our sites instead of building from scratch. We use Managed WP Dashboard, which gives us a central place to manage all of our sites, and it saves us a lot of time. And we use Jira Service Desk to handle our ticket requests in a timely and orderly way instead of going back and forth by email. We buy our agency licenses for software, which lets us install software on a large number or unlimited number of sites for just one price, which is great for bundling in a lot of services for a low cost for our clients. We don't abandon our site's SEO and performance on launch, but we keep an eye on it and adjust over time. And as mentioned, we have that weekly site report, which really provides clients a window into the value they're getting for their money. Our staff are very experienced. We have 3 full-time staff members with a combined 30 years of coding, 16 plus years of WordPress experience by our lead developer. And we're a woman-owned business who love working with other women in business. We're disabled owned. I started this business actually after leaving my office job, which wasn't able to be accommodating to my mental health ups and downs, whereas with my business, I set my own schedule. And we're interested in hiring disabled workers in the future because, you know, we have an understanding of some of the challenges that they face. Our business structure is we are a fully incorporated business in British Columbia. We are fully remote in that we work from our home, as does our current employee, past employees, and our future employees, so we don't have office expenses. I am the co-founder and CEO. I'm the majority owner of the business. I do web design, manage the ticket desk, and I use my over 15 years of admin experience to help the business run smoothly behind the scenes. We have Shawn, my husband, who's our co-founder and chief technical officer. He's got 25 plus years of experience as a coder and has been building websites since the dawn of the internet. He also manages our other developer, and he does our marketing and sales for us now, and he'll be working with our future marketing staff. We have Logan, who's our full-time WordPress developer. He started with us as a co-op student in 2020, joined full-time in February 2021. He's got a bachelor in computer science. He's our web and plugin developer, and he also, being young and a recent graduate, keeps an eye on emerging technology for us and kind of helps us keep our finger on the pulse of what's going on in web design. So our future staffing plans are, we would like to hire for 4 positions within the next 12 months, with 3 more to follow in the months after that. In the next year, we're planning to hire a full-time marketer to grow our brand prominence and design a marketing strategy to drive lots of leads our way. We want to hire an account representative who will also serve as a salesperson. They'll be managing the new leads that come in. They'll be also in charge of customer retention, and they'll be incentivized to take good care of our clients because they'll have a 20% commission on all recurring revenue clients that they bring in and have in their portfolio. We're looking for a tech support person that will help our maintenance clients because we're going to need more people at our support desk. And then eventually, we do also want to bring on a new developer to help with the front-end build of the websites and help us work on continuing to build our custom plugins. Sorry. To continue to build our custom plugins. And then in the following 3 months after that, or 12 months after that, we will be looking at hiring additional staff. During COVID-19, Web321 was actually our pivot. We started in 2020. We did have a contract-based web design business before this, and we decided that we wanted to change our business model to deal with the changing situation and help our clients navigate the COVID landscape. So clients had been losing revenue during this time. We blended the cost of site design with maintenance so that clients wouldn't have such a large outlay of cash at the front end. We built systems and processes like using our templates and helping our clients with content generation. We actually will hunt for images for them and help them write their content so we can get their sites online quickly. And we helped clients find and apply for pandemic stimulus grants that help get their websites paid for. Also, during that time, we hired some students to help us, and we used COVID funding to pay for those. I received an invitation to apply for the Equal Slice program because our business was featured in the BC Marketplace database. The ICCC program is really one of the best things that I've ever done for our business because it really incentivized me to take time to take a step back and work on strategy when it can often be you get very stuck in the day-to-day of your business and aren't able to take this time. It really showed me what was possible by introducing me to other ICCC students and grads. The coaching that I got through the program encouraged me to make a time budget for myself, which has really improved my productivity and focus. It motivated me to get caught up on my bookkeeping and financial statements and to move my payroll from a system that wasn't working for me into QuickBooks with my other bookkeeping. I worked on my business strategy to refocus on our most profitable, high revenue, low touch product, which is our maintenance plan, and plan some new ideas for future products and future efficiencies. Our intended use of the grant funds will be split into 4 baskets. We're going to have $10K go towards the first 2 months of our full-time marketer while they build and implement marketing strategies to bring in more leads. 10K is going to go towards our marketing strategy itself. 5K is going towards a local radio ad campaign, which will be funded half with cash and half with a local barter currency that we've been saving up. And then the other half will go towards digital marketing like Facebook and Google ads. 5K is going to go towards operating capital, which kind of helps us build a bridge between payments that we get from our contract work, which is we're still doing mostly contract work. And as we transition into more recurring revenue, this operating capital will help us across that bridge. And then a little bit towards debt repayment to help reduce our interest payments. Our near-term goals, I kind of went over this, but I'll just quickly skim through. Our near-term goals are to add 10 plus website maintenance clients who already have websites, because they will provide more low-cost, low-touch recurring revenue. So we do take on clients that already have websites. We provide them with our maintenance plan on a month-by-month basis, and so they're very easy to onboard and very easy to maintain. The grants will support this goal by providing a digital marketer to help bring in more leads, funding our local radio ads, which will help us bring in local clients who prefer to work with local businesses. We have a lot of our clients who also run radio ads, and they've spoken really highly of the return on investment they get. And then the operating capital and debt repayment will help, as discussed earlier. And once we reach that goal of 10 new maintenance clients, we'll have most of our operating costs covered off by our recurring revenue, which will free up time and money for our medium-term goals, like hiring an account manager, salesperson to build and maintain our client base. We want to launch our new bare bones hosting product, which is a $20 a month down market product, which includes hosting, access to our premium and custom plugins, some DIY website templates and instructions on how to build them out yourself. And the purpose of this is to draw in lower budget clients and introduce them to Web321. They might get to the point later on when they aren't able to take care of their website themselves and might want to sign on for the Web321 maintenance plan. And then we'd also like to hire 2 new junior devs and 2 tech support people to help with our workload, ramp up our plugin development to improve our proprietary functionality we can offer in our bundles and sell in online marketplaces for additional revenue streams, as well as research and integrate AI. We've seen a lot on the news about ChatGPT recently and how good it is at quickly generating content and code. And we want to look at how we can integrate that into our workflow to further improve our efficiency. So our client acquisition of maintenance clients has been sluggish to this point because we've needed to take on more contract work to make ends meet. The ICCC grant will help us turn this around by creating marketing campaigns that focus exclusively on maintenance clients. We will also be moving clients from some of our legacy maintenance programs that we were running at the old company and are winding down to Web321 at grandfathered prices. So you can see that after the ICCC grant, we're expecting our rate of client acquisition to speed up dramatically. Our gross revenue has doubled from the first to the second year, and we're on track to double it again this year. So it was about 30K first year, 60K second year. And this year we're on target for 120K by the end of the year. The ICCC grant will help us grow that even faster. Bring in an additional $10,000 of revenue this year alone, and then grow it exponentially over the next couple of years. Our payroll and operating expenses. So some key assumptions in these numbers are that we've decided to bring on future workers on a contract basis to save onboarding costs and payroll expenses. We could potentially hire excellent contractors on as employees. We would like to be able to do that in the future and offer them benefits, but at first we're going to stick with contractors for now. We have other businesses that work in the same field as us that have had a lot of success with that model. And we've also built into our assumptions a 5% per year increase in pay for contractors and employees. Our net income is shown here. We're projecting to break even or take a small loss this year. but we expect our investment in our marketing and staff to begin paying off next year and really take off by 24, 25. And with ICCC's investment in our business, we expect to be able to make this a reality. And that's the end of my presentation. Thanks so much for your time, and I'm happy to hear your questions.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Well, that was a great presentation. So thank you for all the hard work that you put into that.
Thanks so much.
Of course. Want to see Bethany or Diego if you have any initial comments that you want to share?
Yeah, for sure. I can start. Very well done. Such a great presentation. And I also just loved hearing, you know, the influence that the ICIC program had on you and how you're rethinking your business and your strategy. And I actually think that like COVID actually addressed some of the questions that I initially had as you were sharing your business model and stuff. Like I was thinking through how you had your web design and your web maintenance packages split, and there could be some efficiencies and customer ease in joining those together. And you did that post-COVID. So great work there. The other thing that I was thinking through is, as I think through your marketing strategy, you're right that local radio ads can have an impact. And we even find that at KFC, there's value sometimes in leaning into those local radio ads. But I actually think that in order to really expand your reach and make sure that you're attracting your target market, I think leaning into the paid social is critical. So I like that you had that as a point. But then I was also thinking of an investment in SEO and just making sure that like as people are searching and looking for your type of service and your solution, you're coming up at the top of the search engines and people are actually taking note and seeing you straight up from the front. And so you could actually see that you actually benefit more from, you know, search engine optimization than you would those local radio ads. Because once you tap out on the local component, there's no more further growth that you can have in that, right? Like, and you're also trying to attract people in the moment when they need you. So there could be really strength there. But I think your strategy on, you know, your future staffing plans and making sure that you're bringing in a marketing head who can look at it critically from that angle, you'll see that they'll start to transform your strategy as well and bring you to a place that really will highlight your growth strategy. So overall, really well done. I have no further questions. It was just a few thoughts that were running through my mind as I was listening, but no questions at all.
Can I address what you have said there?
Sure.
Yes. For us, most of our clientele at the moment is actually local, and we've been getting a ton of referrals through to local people. So we really enjoy doing business with local people, and the fact that we've saved up this local currency that's going to make it a lot cheaper for us to advertise on radio. That's one of the reasons we were thinking of doing that. We definitely want to focus on SEO. Luckily, we have an SEO expert on staff here. So basically, we won't really need to spend extra on SEO, but bringing in additional staff to take on some of Shawn's duties will allow him to work with our marketing person to really focus on our SEO going forward.
Yeah, and then I think the other, yep, go ahead, Shawn.
Just one quick thing. Yes, SEO is super important. We've put some effort into trying to rank strongly throughout the province of BC. And while Victoria and Vancouver are really tough nuts to crack, for web design in a given community and WordPress support in a given community, our analytics say we are appearing inside of the top 5 in most of the small communities in BC.
For example, we're Tofino's top web designers.
Yay, that's awesome. That's great. Well, and I think what's coming from that as well is that you really know what your strengths are and how they are set against the competition. So I know you outlined, you know, all the things that are a benefit and stuff. And I think as you work through the marketing plans too, just really leaning into those strengths and why you're differentiated from your competition will help continue to strengthen that message as well. But great job. That's actually a really great successful story to say that you're within the top 5 locally. That's really amazing.
Thanks.
So I was going to go in a slightly different direction, which was to say my recommendation would be to double down on that local and feel and the personality feel of it. Like I see some of your great work sort of in the portfolio page, but I need to go to a portfolio page as opposed to seeing it, say, a spotlighted business of the week right in your front page. You guys talk about serving British Columbia sort of down in the bottom of one of your menus versus putting that really up front. And if you guys are in this local economy, in this local ecosystem, you guys are known, you're bartering, that means personal interactions. I would sort of say, make sure that that's coming across in your selling proposition, because that's in a world of these services becoming very anonymized. You guys are in the, well, we want to be a face. We want to be a local partner. We want to be Erin and Shawn, not just some company standing behind an sort of anonymous website. So in my mind, looking at what you guys are telling me about yourselves and what I was able to glean from your website is to say, take those pieces that are in your website and make them your front page. Like, I should be able to go in there every week and go, oh, spotlighted business of the week, so-and-so, or how do you guys help connect one business to another? Oh, look, you need an accountant. We just did a website for an accountant fair that's down the street from you. So there's a lot of opportunities, I think, in the kind of feel and that you're talking about, and being very hyper local to be that connection point.
Yeah, well, there is a huge market here, right here in BC. And we are, making connections in our local business community. We have a group that we go to every month to, network with local people. And we are kind of known as being like very personable. You'll interact with us a lot, but we also do recognize that we have to be a bit cautious, and that as we grow, we're not going to be able to give that personalized attention to everyone. So that's something we have to think about too.
But still,
it doesn't need to be personalized in the sense that they always have to see Erin or Shawn, but they need to feel like when they come here, they're talking to family, or they're talking to somebody who is a person and not just, oh, I'm talking to a chatbot in India for my web development. Let me just put it that way. It's like, you're not talking to a chatbot, you're talking to a person, you're talking to a person here that you know, that you've trained, that you brought on with the same values that you have.
Right.
But your points about what to change on the website are excellent. I think I'd love to implement them.
I think that's a good plan.
Marini?
No, awesome. Just seconding a lot of what Diego and Bethany shared. I do think that there is a great opportunity to position yourself and really hone in on that local community, but then also think about that expansion, since a lot of what you mentioned that you do is able to be a remote service and supporting businesses as they navigate through that stage. I think you had a great presentation. I actually don't have any questions myself, just because I think you kind of covered everything, and a lot of the questions that I did have, you then had the slide that was going to address it. So again, I thought overall was a great presentation, provided a great overview of your growth goals. I did like the focus on some of the short-term objectives and goals, as well as those longer-term objectives. That was going to be around my question in terms of how you see future growth. But overall, I don't have any questions on my end. Eden?
Yeah, that was great. It was a very nice presentation. And my only question also would be, just, you mentioned that you had some extra ideas that you learned through ICCC for the future. So I was just curious about like some of the other ventures you were looking to pass those 2 years you mentioned, or just any ideas you might have that you want to take your business eventually.
But other ideas to do that?
Yeah, well, we come up with ideas like all the time.
I think what we're planning on doing is, like we said earlier, more with AI, where we've already built some tools One of them is a way to generate images based on the intent of what you want. Like it's already built into OpenAI, but if you upload an image, you get kind of similar, which means you could have unique images that are of your own design. So that's one example of things to come. But I think as we start to find other markets, we're going to try to adjust what we offer to be a real glove fit for those other markets, as well as add on features that they'll always ask for in a given niche, or take out features they're never going to need, and make sure these products are ideal coming out of the box.
Yeah, and like the down market product, the bare bones product is one thing that we came up during ICCC, where it's just like, how can we help people that are having sticker shock about the $321 price tag? We recognize there's probably a recession coming and people are going to need to cut costs. So how can we bring those people into Web321 so that we can possibly upsell them in the future? So yeah.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, I think that brings us to the tail end of this presentation. So once again, Erin and Shawn, do you just want to thank you for a great presentation, a great overview of the work that you're doing. In terms of next steps, we do hope to make a decision within the next 2 weeks or so. So be on the lookout for an email